It was me being 10 weeks pregnant, and yeah, so it's been a while. I just wanted to get on here to check in with everyone to see how everyone was doing. A lot has happened since the 10 weeks. Um, so let me just cut to the chase. I am no longer pregnant. Um, I gave birth to my daughter January 17th. I was 20 weeks when I gave birth to her. Um, Unfortunately, she didn't make it. She passed away. So it's been rough. I'm still in the grieving process because it's only been 11 days. So yeah, I'm a mess. But I'm in the bathroom getting myself ready for bed. About to wash and clean my face and everything because I am dealing with postpartum acne. So I'm working on getting my face together. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here and give you guys a little update on what happened and where I've been and where am I going from here. So my pregnancy was pretty smooth. Didn't have no issues in this pregnancy whatsoever. If any of you guys know, I have a son who's 1, and I had him in 2022. So that pregnancy was hard. He was small from the very beginning of the pregnancy, so just trying to keep him in was hard. Um, but we made it. My water broke at 36 weeks. I had him. He was healthy. He was 4 pounds, 6 ounces, 17 inches long. He was perfectly healthy. He was just tiny. But this pregnancy was different. It was great. I didn't have no morning sickness, no nothing. The pregnancy was great. Like, no issues. I didn't have no issues with this pregnancy. No high blood pressure, no diabetes, no nothing. It was healthy. She was fine. Um, I noticed a few days prior to my anatomy scan, which was scheduled to be January 17th, was the day of my anatomy scan. Um, the day before that, I was just at home like, dang, I haven't felt movements in like 2 days. And me, my pregnancy, my baby was active since I was like 14 weeks. She always moved, especially when I ate something hot or just drank a soda or something. She moved. So the fact that I didn't feel her for like 2 days, I knew something was off. But I kept telling my mom and everyone like something just not right. Like I don't feel no movements, and I'm like, I kept like beating myself up trying to figure out like what should I do, because I'm like, okay, I know I'm early and they gonna tell me it's too early to really feel movements this early, so it's nothing to worry about. But me knowing my body, I knew something was wrong. So me and my current boyfriend went to the emergency room. Well, actually, they sent me to labor and delivery um, to just do a heartbeat check because I needed to know what was going on. I just know I needed to go get checked. So me and him went there, and I was explaining to them like, hey, I haven't felt movements in a while, and I feel like something's wrong. Can y'all please do a heartbeat check? And they tried to tell me, oh, it's too early, you're not going to feel anything, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I know my body, and I know I have not felt my daughter move in 2 days. And I was trying to explain that to them. So they tried to make me like I was crazy. And it upset me because I'm like, I know. And I hate that they didn't want to listen to what I had to say. Like, they didn't want to hear nothing I had to say. Like, oh, it's just brushing me off. So she gets out the Doppler to try to find a heartbeat. And she just going through my stomach, rubbing through my stomach, nothing. You could hear like squishing noise, like whoosh, whoosh, but nothing. And she was like, oh, you don't feel the movements? You don't feel that? And I'm like, no. I don't feel nothing, like nothing. And she was like, you don't hear that? You don't hear that? And I'm like, no, it's nothing. Like, I don't feel nothing. I don't hear no heartbeat. You as a nurse, you making me try to feel or hear something that's not there. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, please give me somebody else because she pissing me the fuck off. Like, she was pissing me off. So she was like, I'm gonna go get another Doppler or whatever. Maybe this one, the batteries is low on it. So just making up excuses and shit. And I'm like, no, like I know something's wrong. So I just started crying because I'm like, they don't need to tell me why I already in my gut feeling had that something was wrong. Like I don't need nobody to tell me that. So my boyfriend just sitting there like, calm down, you overworking yourself. Don't think nothing negative. Let's just hear her heartbeat so we know she's fine. And I'm saying, okay. So I'm just like, okay, I'm not working myself up, but I'm boo-hooing, crying because I know like something's off. So she go get another Doppler, and then she was like, I'm gonna call the doctor in and let him come do the scan. Doctor comes in, he doing the scan. Then at this particular time, they go and get a little ultrasound, little monitor, little thing that's on a rolly cart to come in because I'm in triage at this point, and they come in with the little thing and try to take the wand over my stomach to see her. She's on the screen. Her body is there, but there's no heartbeat. So they didn't have to tell me. Like they tried to turn the screen so I couldn't see anything, and he just moving and moving and moving and moving and moving. And I'm just like, no. And I just kept saying no, no. It's not true. 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 And that's what I'm saying. I know she's there. She's there. I see her. She's there. Like, and it was like, yeah, she's here, but unfortunately, we don't have any cardiac activity. So we regret to find you that your daughter didn't make it. So I was devastated because I was like, one, this lady telling me you don't hear this, you don't hear that, and all this, and then my gut feeling, I knew something was wrong, and so yeah, my daughter did not have any heartbeat. Um, so the feeling that I had was actually true. She was deceased. I don't know when she passed away. House, I don't know. I just don't know. They don't have any answers for me. Um, all they said was, well, at this point, your life is in danger, and the only options you got is we can induce you for you to have her, or we can do a procedure where we go and vacuum her out and get her out, but you at risk of bleeding, so we have to get the baby out. And so I didn't want to hear none of that. I'm like, no, I want to go home and I want to take my baby with me. Like, I want to go home. And I know at the time I wasn't thinking. I was just, my mind was racing. I was all over the place. I, I didn't want to hear nothing they had to say. I asked him to check her heart 5 times because I was in disbelief that my daughter had passed away. And, and everyone that did the scan told me the same thing. And I was just in disbelief. I was angry. I was angry. I was angry. I wanted my child. I wanted my daughter. I'm not gonna say I was excited when this pregnancy itself was good, but the circumstances that I was in wasn't good. The circumstances just wasn't good. Unfortunately, I am not with my kid's father, which would have been my daughter's father and my son. I'm not with him anymore. And that in itself was so much problems through both pregnancies that I went through. And it was difficult. It was difficult for me. And I don't want to say the stress played a part and why my pregnancies was hard on me, because I was stressed out in both pregnancies. I was miserable. I was stressed. But if I could have did anything to save my daughter, I would have. I wish I could have done more to protect her, to bring her into this world, because she didn't deserve to go. And maybe God had other plans for her, and it wasn't meant for her to come home with me. But I just wanted my daughter. I needed her, and she was taken from me. So yeah, so it's been difficult for me. It really has. But I had her. So they let me go home that Tuesday, which was the 16th. They let me go home on the strength that I returned back to labor and delivery that night to be induced. So I got induced at 9:30 that night, Tuesday night. They did the induction process, which ain't start till like 11. So they stuck some pills up in me, like some pills that's supposed to soften my cervix. I don't want to say Cervidil because I don't think that's what it was. It was called some other stuff. But they stuck like three of those up in me because I was closed. I was not dilated at all. My water had not broken. My water was still there. All of that. So they stuck that up, those three pills up in me. And they were gonna do that every 4 hours until I started to dilate, and then they were giving me Pitocin. Well, the first three doses, I was fine. I got them put in at like 11. They came back and checked me at like 3. They came to check me at like 3. I had not dilated nothing. My cervix is still closed. I think I probably was like 1 centimeter when they checked me at like 3. 3 o'clock, I was like 1 centimeter. So they was like, we're gonna stick 2 more pills up in you. So they stuck 2 more up in me at like 3:30, 4 o'clock. They stuck 2 more up in me, and then by that time, that second dose they stuck up in me, those 2 pills, I started getting a little contractions. Like they was little, but they wasn't like a lot. They were little. It was manageable. Mind you, I have a history of blood clots, so my blood levels has to be a certain number before I can get an epidural. So once that came back and it was good, I can get an epidural. But because I wasn't really contracting, the nurse felt like it was in the best interest for me to hold off on the epidural because until my contractions got stronger. And I'm like, no, because I was just like, no. With my son, I dilated fast, and I had him, and my contractions was like this with him. I was having them back to back to back to back to back. I dilated so fast, and he came so fast. Thank God I had the epidural at the time that I did. I think I got it like when I was like 2 centimeters dilated. But I got it with him because I was like, no, my contractions was like every 1 minute I was dilating back to back to back to back to back. Like I was contracting. Like, so I knew like, okay, this time around, I know how my son went. I should be safe and get this epidural. But they didn't want to give it to me. They was like, you're not really having contractions. You don't need them. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait till they get a little stronger and then I'll get the epidural. Well, or like 5:30, they picked up. My boyfriend laying in the hospital bed with me, and I'm just like telling him like, babe, my contractions are strong. They're starting to pick up. Can you please call the nurse and tell her I need something because these is kicking my butt. Like these contractions just kicking my butt. And he was just like, just hold off. Try to just breathe through them. Hold off. Let him come. Hold off. You don't want to get it right now. Let's just breathe, breathe. So he talking me through my contractions. He rubbing my hand. He just trying to do whatever he can to make me comfortable. But they were kicking my butt, and I felt like I had to do a bowel movement. So I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, and I had a bowel movement, but I was told that the medicine that they gave me to stick up in me, which was causing me to have a little bowel movement. So I'm like, okay. I didn't think none of it. I had that bowel movement. I felt good because it seemed like pressure released out of my stomach once I had that first bowel movement. So I was fine. I was in there for like 20 minutes in the bathroom because I'm like, the shit just wouldn't stop coming. So TMI, but the stuff just would not stop coming. So I did my little thing in the bathroom. The nurse came and helped me clean up. She cleaned me up or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I got back in the bed. He's sitting there rubbing my back. He was a blessing. Let me tell y'all, like, this man came into my life at the right time because he I don't know if I would have made it without him. He has been a blessing to me and my son since he came into our life 3 months ago. So, like, I wouldn't change nothing, absolutely nothing that I'm doing right now because he was a blessing. Like, God answered my prayers. Like, bring me somebody that deserves to have me, that's gonna treat me the way I need to be treated. I don't have to worry about stress or being accused or anything. I'm gonna be good. But anyway, we're not gonna get to that. But he was a blessing. He was there. He helped me through it all. But I'm telling him, like, I got contractions. Babe, can you hit that nurse button and tell her I need this epidural because my contractions picked up. And this was like 6 o'clock. It was like 6 a.m. My contractions had picked up. So I'm like, oh, they coming like every 2 minutes. Like, that's how bad they were picking up. They were coming like every 2 minutes. And I was just like, babe, can you get the nurse? Hit that button. She came in and she was like, oh, I could see your face. That the face that I see, I could tell your contractions is picking up. And I was just like, ma'am, I think I gotta go to the bathroom. I think I gotta have a bowel movement. And I was just like, I just went at like 5 something, and I went. I was cool. I got what I had to go out. Like, but I feel like I gotta go again. Like, I feel like I gotta doodle. She was like, no, I don't think you gotta doodle. I might need to call the doctor to come in and check you to see if you fully dilated. And I'm like, how? When I was only 1 centimeter, I'm not fully dilated. I feel like I gotta doodle. But as I'm saying this to her, contractions was coming like strong. They were coming strong, like to the point where it was hard to breathe and talk at this point. I'm like, please, like, help me, help me. I'm begging, like, help me, because now I don't have no epidural, nothing. I'm sitting here in this pain. Kudos to any woman that goes natural because, baby, dumb contractions kicked my butt. Like, those contractions kicked my butt. I did not want to go natural. I did not. I'm already dealing with a loss, and now I gotta sit here and go through this pain. I don't want to go through all this pain. I'm about to be have even more pain when she comes out because she's deceased. I'm not gonna be able to take her home. So no, I don't want to go through that pain. I want to feel nothing. I did not want to feel nothing. I wanted to be numb, and I wanted my daughter to come into this world so I can enjoy her. No, that did not happen. So, like, by the time he came in, I couldn't even, like, I was trying to get up out the bed, but, like, because that's how bad it was. I'm begging the nurse. I'm grabbing her arm like, ma'am, please, please, like, do something, please. These contractions won't stop. Can you please do something? So by then, they was coming. Like, they was coming. So at this point, I opened up my legs. I told him, like, babe, get up. I was like, I just told him, like, to get out of the bed because I felt like something. I felt like I was gonna shit on myself. Like, so I opened my legs and blood just shot out like shot out. As soon as I opened up my legs, just blood just shot out like, and I'm just like, something just came out of me, and I'm yelling like something just came out of me, something. And she looked down. She said, "No, baby, it was just blood. Nothing came out. It's blood. Let me put my finger in there and see if I can feel baby." So she stuck her hand in me, and she said she felt butt and legs. My baby daughter was breached, so therefore she was butt and feet down, so they can feel her butt and her legs right there. Like, they felt it. And I'm just like, how? I was just 1 centimeter. I went from 1 to 10 within 30 minutes. 30 minutes to an hour, I went from 1 to 10. So I'm like, okay. They was like, you ain't gonna have time for epidural. She's ready to come. So when you ready, you can start pushing it. The doctor's on his way. I'm like, he ain't coming fast enough. I can't wait on him to come. She's coming. Like, there's no way I can wait on this doctor to get in and put his stuff on. My baby girl is coming. So they was like, if you feel like you can't hold no more, just push. We in here. So it was like 5, 6 nurses or somebody. I had a lot of people in my room, but it was just like, okay, they didn't even have time to put on no, like, gown or nothing. They just put on some gloves, put a mask on, boom. By the time they lifted my leg up, she slid out. She came out. Like, I think I had to do one push, matter of fact. They told me to push one time because by the time she came out, her butt and feet had already came out. So I did one push, boom, she came out. About this big. She was about this big, tiny, very tiny. She was tiny. She was like 11 something kilograms or some shit. I don't know. She wasn't quite 1 pound yet. She was like 11 and some kilograms. She was 9 inches long. She had all her fingers, all her toes. She was a baby. She was just little. Like, she was really tiny. Um, yeah. I broke down because, mind you, I've been crying since that day I found out there was no heartbeat. And I went to labor delivery that morning at 11 a.m. to be checked, knowing that that day was the day she was born. I was supposed to have my anatomy scan. So I've been crying. I boo-hoo. I think I didn't have no more tears left. But when she came out, I broke down. When I say just to see my daughter, like, I broke down because I felt like I failed her. I failed her. I didn't bring her into this world. I broke down. I broke down. I never knew what it felt like when other people would be on here and talk about the loss of their child until you experience it yourself. And it's a painful pain to experience. Like, it's very painful. It's painful. And I miss my daughter. I do. It's only been 11 days. And I'm miserable. Like, I need my daughter. I want her back. I know she's not coming back, but yeah. But yeah. So I was able to hold her. I kept her in the room with me. I held her. I kissed her. I cried and told her I was sorry multiple times. Um, I told her I was sorry. It wasn't nothing that I could have physically done. And doctors, everybody, grief counselors, the preacher, everybody came in and told me, do not beat myself up because sometimes this just happens. There's no answers as to why it happens. And don't blame yourself for the death of your baby. Do not do that. And they tell me that every day. And I know I shouldn't be doing that, but I do. I beat myself up every day knowing that I did not do what my best to bring her into this world. I know it might not have been my fault. I get that. But it's not going to bring my girl back. It's not going to bring her back. So that's what's been going on with me. Um, I'm managing. I'm making it. I am home on maternity leave. Um, I'm be home for a couple of months, getting myself together physically and mentally. I have a lot of help. I have my boyfriend who is here with me every day to help take care of me and my son that I have, my 1-year-old, who's don't have a clue what's going on. He had a feeling something was off because I'm never away from him, and I had to send him away while I was in the hospital. So that was tough to have to send him off knowing that I needed my son there. I needed him there with me because that's all I could think is like hold my kids. Like I needed my son. I needed him to see his sister before she was taken from us, but that didn't happen. So yeah, but the hospital paid for my daughter to be cremated. They did blood work, they did pathology to check placenta, they did all of that, and everything came back negative. They cannot find no cause of death for her, so it was labeled unknown. So I don't know where I go from here. I don't. I'm terrified if I ever have another child because now this is gonna be in the back of my head. Like, damn, will I experience this again? Like, who knows? We don't know. Like, I don't know what caused it. They did say she did not have a lot of fluid around her, even though my water didn't break. So I don't know if it was an issue with my placenta that could have caused me to not get her a lot of fluid or something, or it detached itself. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what could have went wrong. But the placenta came back, nothing was wrong with that, so I don't know. And I guess I will never know. That's not gonna be something that I will ever get answers to. But where I go from here is I'm trying to move forward. Um, the grief, I'm still grieving. I'm still going through all that. It's days where I cry, and it's days that I'm happy. I'm emotional wreck. I'm all over the place, and I'm still dealing with a toddler, so I'm all over the place. Um, I got help. My mom and my boyfriend has been great helps. Like, they are amazing. A lot of support. A lot of people reaching out to me, taking care of me, getting us whatever we need. I've been blessed, but I'm also ready to like try to rebuild myself. I'm trying to get back to my normal self. I feel like I've been nothing but depressed and emotional this whole journey, and I just want to be happy again. I want to be my normal self. Um, Part of me feeling like I stressed myself out this whole pregnancy with all the stuff I was going through with my kid's father, and the lack of support and the lack of help that I wasn't getting. I drove myself crazy, and I wish I could take all that back. I wish I could take it back, but I'm happy now. I have someone new that's in my corner. Um, who knows what the future holds and where we're gonna go from here. I'm just taking a day at a time, and I am going to be going to see a counselor to deal with my grief a little better, and hopefully one day I will be able to carry another child um in the future. Right now, I just want to focus on my son, making sure he's happy, I'm happy, we're good, we're healthy, we're going to get ourselves together, we're going to have a good 2024. So thanks for watching my video, and thanks for checking in. And I'm going to try to get on here and make more updates for you guys, just to let you know how things are going. Working on getting my body back together. Yeah, so I'm gonna work on getting my body back together, my mental together. Like I said, my daughter was cremated, so I do have her ashes, and she's here with me. I also had a necklace, an iron necklace that was bought for me, where ashes was put into this with some angel wings around it. And that was given to me, so my daughter's ashes is in here. And I keep this on me at all times, unless I shower or something, it comes off. But this stays with me at all times, so I can keep her close to me. So, yes. My daughter name is Desiana Elise. I named her Desiana Elise. And, yeah. I miss her. I love her. And I will see her one day again. So, thanks for watching, you guys. Take care, and I'll be back on here soon. Bye.